Hi guys and welcome to the channel. This is the Electric Singularity and my name is Sam Evans. Today I'd love to talk to you about all the new electric cars coming to Australia. So for you Aussie fans, and in fact for you fans of electric cars that aren't in Australia, I believe many of these vehicles are coming to your country. So don't tune out because there might be something interesting here. Now, I've reported recently on Byd bringing 6 new electric cars to Australia, and all of those cars will come to Australia within 18 months. Byd already have an electric van here in Australia. They're already testing it. As soon as it gets ADR compliance, their electric van will be available for sale. It will go on sale within a couple of weeks. Now, that van will cost $49,000 drive away, and as I said, it's fully electric. It will have BYD's new Blade battery. Now, that's some new news for you that nobody else knows. There's some other cars coming from BYD, including the Han, the Tang, and the Ea1, and also a mid-size sedan, and also electric buses, which is great news because I'm sick and tired of getting diesel fumes sucked up into my nose. And as you all know, diesel causes cancer. Now, sure, I'm being dramatic. You need to suck a lot of it in to get cancer, but you never know. If your immune system's compromised, you don't know how it's going to affect you. So, electric buses, a great story. Now, other vehicles, the Tesla Model Y, I believe will come to Australia this year, imported from China directly to Australia, and I believe Tesla will be able to keep the price competitive with comparable luxury medium-sized SUVs due to it being manufactured in China. Other vehicles, though, released at the Shanghai Motor Show that you may not know about include the Audi E-Tron A6 concept, which apparently is coming soon. No prizes for guessing that this is essentially a fully electric version of Audi's A6 large car. It's due in 2022. Beneath the sleek A7-like sportback body style, however, is the premium platform electric PPE architecture that has been developed in conjunction with Porsche and is set to underpin an entire range of SUVs and passenger cars coming from Audi. These will include Audi's own E6 e-tron SUV and the twin Porsche Macan EV. This flexible PPE will allow for scalable wheelbases and battery sizes. The e-tron A6 Concept's battery module is rated at a quite large 100 kilowatt hours and has a WLTP range of 700 kilometers plus. You can imagine it will have a similarly high price. An 800 volt charging architecture shared with the Audi E-Tron GT and Porsche Taycan twins has the potential to add 300 kilometers of driving range in just 10 minutes of charging using rapid charging stations, or 25 minutes to boost the battery's charge from 5 to 80%. Audi's fastest electric A6 model, which has the potential to adopt the company's sportiest RS badge, claims to sprint from 0 to 100 in less than 4 seconds. The current V8-powered RS6 Avant has a claim of 3.6 seconds. Now, I spoke recently before about BYD, but I want to talk about what I think is the most important product at the Shanghai Motor Show for BYD, and in fact, I believe the most important electric car for the entire world, because price matters. This car will be priced at a range that anyone can afford. That matters. The Byd Ea1 electric hatchback is coming to Australia, and by the way, guys, to Norway, and I believe to a range of other countries. We'll find out soon, though. As part of Chinese brands, BYD confirmed entry into our market via distributor Nextport. It comes with a couple of big claims, a driving range of up to 1,000 kilometers, which isn't actually correct. We're not going to get cars with a range of up to 1,000 kilometers. BYD just saying that their new platform will enable the possibility of a range up to 1,000 kilometers. However, the Ea1 will come with a super sporty model version, which will do 0 to 60 mile per hour or 0 to 100 kilometer per hour sprint in a claimed 4.4 seconds. It will be faster than the current Golf R hot hatch, and I believe cheaper. That is important. BYD, or Build Your Dreams, has revealed a few technical details so far because of this is a brand new model, but it is promising recharging capacity that can add 150 kilometers of driving range every 5 minutes. The Ea1 uses BYD's E-Platform 3 and the Blade battery, which the company says directly integrates battery cells into the vehicle structure to double body rigidity and improve both safety and interior space. This sounds very similar to what Tesla will be doing with their new 4680 battery cells and pack. Also at the auto show, the Genesis Electrified G80 was revealed. The Genesis G80 is set to join the large luxury car range in Australia in early 2022. But this electrified variant is powered by a pair of electric motors, one on each axle for all-wheel drive. With 273 kilowatt and 700 newton meters produced in total by the two motors, the Electrek G80 has a touch less power but significantly more torque than the twin-turbo V6 3.5 turbo all-wheel drive G80, which has 279 kilowatt and 530 newton meters. But guys, remember, importantly, it has quite a bit less power and torque than what will be its competitor, the BYD Han. Now, I know some of you will be laughing at me saying, ha ha ha, it's BYD. Guys, I'm telling you now, the BYD Han will compete with this car. It will, because people will have a look at it. They'll see how good it looks. They'll look inside. They'll see how good it looks. They'll see the specs. They'll see how fast it is, and they will consider it as a competitor. However, getting back to the Genesis, that makes the car do 0 to 100 or 0 to 60 in a time of 4.9 seconds versus the petrol version's 5.1 seconds. So at least it's faster than Genesis' comparable luxury sedan, which runs on fossil fuels. Korean testing points to a range north of 400 kilometers, with the vehicle able to switch from all-wheel drive to front-wheel drive to improve efficiency. Charging the electrified G80's battery from 10 to 80% could be at least 22 minutes, as fast as 22 minutes, using a 350 kilowatt hour rapid charging station. Another car revealed at the show was the Honda SUV E-Prototype. The E-Prototype previews a fully electric version of Honda's third generation HR-V compact SUV and is due around mid-2022, at least in China. I don't believe it will get to Australia for at least a couple of years. I should say at least 3 to 4 years. However, there are bespoke front and rear ends for this vehicle that will join the hybrid HR-V, which was previously unveiled, which I believe probably will come to Australia. This is the first of 10 Honda EVs set for the Chinese market over the next 5 years and expected for other markets at some point. Technical details haven't really been released. Fortunately, I believe you Chinese buyers out there are going to have a huge range of choice within the next 12 months. Lucky to be a Chinese buyer. And now another car released at the show was the all-electric Lexus ES. Another important vehicle released at the show was the Mercedes-Benz EQB. It's been a busy time for electric Mercedes-Benzes. The GLA-based EQA compact SUV was unveiled in January. The EQS electric limo was revealed on the eve of Shanghai. Then, at the show itself, the wraps were taken off the GLB-based EQB 7-seater. I'm impressed with this car from Mercedes. I think it's going to sell very well. As with the German brand's other electric SUVs, there's a similar design to the more conventionally powered donor vehicle, with notable exceptions to the GLB being the covered grille area and the aero-focused wheel rims. I believe this is the reason why it will sell well. It looks similar to the fossil fuel powered version. And a lot of people struggle with going to a kind of an electric looking vehicle, a new age looking vehicle. A lot of people prefer the traditional design. That is one of the reasons I think it will sell well. Underneath is the modular front architecture MFA2, which is found under compact Mercedes models with the EQB, as with the EQA, featuring a floor-mounted battery pack. Several variants will be offered, starting with what is expected to be an EQB 250, sharing the EQA 250's 66.5 kilowatt-hour battery capacity, 140 kilowatt, and front-wheel drive. That power is a bit underwhelming for me, but I'm sure they'll have more highly powered models. An EQB 350 4MATIC with all-wheel drive and more power will have a 419 kilometer range, according to Europe's WLT test standard. Another important car released at the show was the MG Cyberstar. Bit of a strange name, I think, from MG. Bit hard to say, Cyberstar, but the car looks pretty damn cool. The MG Cyberstar makes a change from the practical value-focused family SUVs that we saw recently released from British-turned-Chinese-owned brand MG, which has sold extremely well in Australia. I'm referring, of course, to the MG EV mid-sized SUV, which has rocketed up our sales chart, showing the incredible demand, even in Australia, a slightly backwards country for EVs, which is impressive. The Cyberstar is a stunning two-door, two-seater convertible that harks back to MG sports cars of previous years. Think 50s, 60s, and 70s. There's a split cockpit dividing driver and passenger, with the former presented with a Formula One style steering wheel and digital instrument display. Now, I doubt it will come like that in real life if it is made, but it looks pretty cool. Performance covers off the 0 to 100 km/h, 0 to 60 mph sprint in less than 3 seconds, we're told, while the Cyberstar's range is a more than handy 800 kilometers. They didn't mention the size of the batteries that you need to provide that range. While MG's conceptual sports car is more real than a Cyberman, production isn't expected, sadly, but the company's 2017 E-Motion GT concept is going to make the assembly line, apparently. Another very important electric car announced at the motor show, which I believe will come to Australia, is the Toyota Bz4 X. After virtually single-handedly bringing hybrid vehicle technology into the mainstream, Toyota is now joining the EV revolution. They're a bit late to the party, but better late than never. The Bz4 X Concept, a mid-sized SUV that looks like a sportier RAV4, heralds the start of the company's upcoming range of battery electric vehicles. There are 15 of them coming by 2025, with 7 set to adopt the BZ prefix that stands for Beyond Zero, inspired by Toyota's goal to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, which is ridiculous. They need to change that to 2030. Tech details are initially limited for the Bz4 X, which is due in showrooms by mid-2022. All we know for now is that it has been co-developed with Subaru. It sits on the E-Tron platform and features electric motors front and rear for all-wheel drive. I believe this Toyota will use BYD's Blade battery and electric motors for this car. It just makes too much sense. Replenishing the Bz4 X's battery is also possible while stationary, courtesy of a solar recharging system, which will be particularly handy in Australia when we get so much sun here. The Bz4 X also features steer-by-wire technology, though drivers will no doubt be more transfixed by the KITT 2000 inspired yoke-style steering wheel, which obviously is highly unlikely to come with the actual production models of this car. Guys, even though right now we don't have many electric cars in Australia for purchase, by the end of 2022 we will have a huge number. And that is exciting news. I look forward to bringing you more information about all the electric cars coming to Australia, when they're coming, what they'll cost, the specifications and details in future videos. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.